Good morning to you. Thank you for joining my live today. I do have some slight technical hitches. I don't know why it's not showing the full screen of my camera. I managed to do an update on one of my bits of software, and obviously that now needs resetting, but hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on in our window. So if you are live with me, I'd appreciate a hi or a hello so that I know that you're there. I can't see anybody unless you comment, so if you haven't commented and I haven't acknowledged you, then that's why. I do apologise. And if you're watching this on catch up, obviously I won't be able to see your comments live, but I'm more than happy to go back and comment or reply to any questions that you may have, whether that's on Facebook, Gemini Crafts, or on my YouTube channel. So good morning to Christine and Lynn. Thank you so much for joining me. So this morning we are doing the last of our Gorgeous Posies selection. So if you've been following me since Friday on my lives, this is what we've been creating. So they're all from the Gorgeous Posies card kit, and this has everything you need apart from the sentiments and the ink to make a selection of cards. So these were the two that I did yesterday. I hope that lighting's okay. Morning, Carol. I know it's not full screen and I don't really know why. If I could make it full screen I would, but I'm frightened to change it. So I hope you can, is it decent enough to see, I trust. So this is what we did yesterday with this one and this one here. And these are the ones that I've created over the past few days on Friday and Monday. So these are the ones that you get to see from the kit itself. So on my final session for Gorgeous Posies, I'm just going to do a little bit more creativity, mixing it with the Forever Gold laser papers like I did with this one here. So let me pop those to one side and let's get cracking. Yes, I'll sort it out later. I have got my technical bod here, but he's working from home on a course, so I can't interrupt him. Okay, so these are some of the base cards that we have to play with. As you can see, they're all really stunning. And we have 4 different layers. So what I thought I'd do is just do a little bit of adding some details to those using our Forever Gold and some different sentiments. So let us have a look. So I hope everybody is well and keeping out of trouble as much as you lot can. So this is all from the Forever Gold series, and I was thinking to add some of these embellishments here underneath, or in addition to the pieces from the kit. Let's have a look and see. Grab these out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these down to make some different layers. So definitely a bit duller today. Okay, so let me see what we can do with this. So I'd really like to use this one, but I'm worried it's going to be a little overkill. What I could do So I don't really want to cover that all up. Let's have a look and see. I could take this off a corner like so. Still just a bit too busy, isn't it? So let's go for plan B, which is just to introduce some of this extra gold layer behind a sentiment. So let me grab the die cuts. So these are the die cuts that come with the pack. So we've got a circular one, that would certainly work, and we've got a rectangular one, would also work, and then we've got the little die cuts. Now there's plenty of these in the pack. As you can see, I've only used one of the sheets, and you get 3 full sheets of the little flowers and the leaves. So let us have a look and see. It's the same one. What I want is for it to stand out enough against this backing. That's way too busy. So I'm thinking this one, because it's only got a little bit of gold on. So what I'm going to do is trim this down and add a sentiment and some additional flowers. Now the question is, am I going to go for the circular one, which seems to fit nicely with the shape of the flowers, or the rectangular one? I think I might go rectangular. Okay, so let's start by stamping that sentiment out. And I used yesterday Massive Thanks because I need to do some thank you cards for my mum. So I'm going to put Massive Thank You on there, if that will fit. I know it goes with little card Massive Thank You, but I think just Massive Thank You on its own will work. And that's one I haven't labelled up yet, I'm afraid. So just going to pop that on the block as it is. Let me get a piece of grid paper to practice on. There we go. So I hope everybody is well today and working hard. I know Lynn will be at work, but watching me on her mobile at the side of her desk. Carol, I believe it's her day off today. So enjoy your day, Carol. Okay, so this is a Blackberry Bliss. I'm picking up this colour. The ink pad I know isn't very inky, so it's going to come out lighter. So all of our ink pads do have refills available. I know we have some issues with some refills that are stuck in customs in Germany. So if you have some on order and they haven't arrived, that's where they are. There we go, massive thank you. Okay, take that away for the minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim some of this down. and perhaps add some ribbon going behind it. So in the kit we have the white ribbon and we also have the baker's twine. So this is the baker's twine, so I'm thinking of wrapping that around there first. So all I'm going to do is attach it like that and then do some wrapping. So let's put a little bit of seal on when I can see it. Completely disappeared from view. How bizarre. Most strange. Okay, revert to plan B, and I'll use just a little bit of sellotape on the back to hold it. Okay, so I want it roughly going across at that point. Okay, let's tuck that away before I do any damage with an open ink pad. Okay, and then I'm just going to wrap this around here. And you can either do it really neatly or you can do it at an angle. I just want to see if I've got the right position because I want it to sit behind there. That looks fine. So let's just stick that down. Like so, and trim that little bit off. Okay, so I've got that as my base. This is going to go on top like that, and then I'm going to tuck this in underneath. Now I was going to trim that down, but I actually quite like that, if you can see that right across there. So let's add a little bit of glue to the reverse of this. So and these you can use both sides. If you wanted white, that would work as well, or you could colour them in with a sponge or a dauber. So I'm going to use my silicone mat and my sponge, which has its clip on, so I know that that's my glue sponge. Add a little bit on the corner. Let's get rid of that excess. So just add some glue. Dab that onto there. So it's just coating that sponge. Make sure you don't put this into that glue, and then just lightly dab over there, like so. Okay, so it's nicely tacky, it's not soaking, it's not going to soak through, it's not going to pop up or anything. There we go. And that's plenty to hold it in place. Okay, you could use a glue dot if you didn't have that, but I recommend just keeping a piece of sponge that's just cut from one of our standard sponges and using the silicone mat. And the nice thing about the mat is that the glue literally just peels off, like so. This is from yesterday. Even the multi-purpose glue just literally peels off. Okay, so there's my base. Then I'm going to add that with some dimensionals, just top and bottom, and I'm just going to do a thin amount so that I'm straddling that baker's twine. So on the edge of the small mini dimensionals, there's quite a big block there. So what that allows you to do is trim some thin pieces like that. You could also use our new foam sheets and just take a little bit off from there, but you might as well use up what effectively is the waste. It's a bit too long actually. So I'm just going to have it just inside of that stitching, like so, and the same on the other side, like so. Sorry, that's Cassie digging. She's not really digging. Okay, so I'm just going to put that above the line of stitching. Let's make sure that doesn't show. Show a tiny bit. Just going to trim that edge off. Cassie, stop it. Just going to let her out the craft room. Thank you, darling. Here you go. Where'd you go? Good girl. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've got my panel there. Take my strips off. I'm going to put that so it's centered over my baker's twine, like so. And I could add a little bow on this side, I think. It'd be quite nice. Bring those in together. So just going to tie this in a knot, like so, and then tie a bow. Sorry, my fingers are in the way. I don't know how other demonstrators manage to tie bows and make them make their hands look attractive while they're doing it. I always feel really clumsy when I'm doing bows on camera. There we go. So let's tighten this up, like so. So I've already tied it in a knot so it'll hold its place, like so. The nice thing about doing that is you can then move this knot up or down if you wish. Oh, twisted that the wrong way now. Just going to open that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, and that all is going to go on to a backing card. Now I could add a little bit of extra flowers if I wanted, here and here. I'm not sure it particularly needs it really. I think that's yeah, I think I'm going to leave it exactly like that, because I'm letting this gold here do the work. So let's pop that onto a base card. So I've got the same colour, the soft sea foam for this one, and I'll use wet glue as I can't find my seal. It'll be there somewhere. So a nice scribble of glue around the edges like that. Doesn't need a huge amount. That's a little bit close to the edge. There we go. Don't want it squishing out. Right, check I've got the card the right way round. And pop this down. Now you could put this up on dimensionals if you wanted to. I'm going to keep that nice and flat like there. So massive thank you. And I might stamp on the inside. Might stamp this nice big flower in Blackberry Bliss. Let me just pop that on there to hold it. So we're still live at least. There's hope yet. There's hope yet, everybody. Right, so let's get Blackberry Bliss out, and I'm going to do the envelope as well. I mean, the envelopes are pretty in their own right, to be honest. So this is what I've done on the other one. So this is in Gorgeous Grape, but I'll grab one and do it in Blackberry Bliss. Oh, bless you, Christine. I've just seen everybody's messages. I'm sorry. Busy working and watching. Well done. Thank you for your lovely comments, Christine. Saying hi to everybody. Cassie buried it. Wow. There's always that chance. It's bizarre, isn't it, how things can jump. I mean, I've only been in my craft room here crafting yesterday for my live. I haven't taken anything anywhere else. Hey ho. Never mind. Right, let me get my grid paper back. No, that's disappeared. Here we go. Oh, I found the seal. Woohoo! It's underneath my laptop. My laptop's up on a little plinth to raise it up. And that is where it was, underneath there. I have no idea why. I must have left it there yesterday. Okay, how pretty is that? Love that. Okay, let's do the envelope while we're here. So I'm going to do one on this flap here. This is such a pretty stamp set. And although it goes really well, obviously, with the kit, because the size of the sentiments is designed to match the size of the die cuts, it's a beautiful set in its own right. And you could use other sentiments with the kit if you wanted to. Okay, let's pop this one on here. As I said, my Blackberry Bliss needs re-inking. So it is slightly lighter than really it should be. Let's pop this on here. I realise you might not be able to see all of that. Let's put that there. There we go. Like that. And I'm tempted, I've got this tiny little bit here. Tempted just to add that in as well, because it's a tiny little piece. So let's do that. So let's bring back our silicone mat. This little piece here. And my sponge. And there's probably, oh, you see what I mean about how this comes off. Look at that. How nice is that? So let me add some more glue. Obviously that dried in the meantime. And normally this goes really sticky, but on the silicone mat it's perfect. So literally just dabbing a few bits on there. trim that little bit of stalk off. But just that little bit of gold on the inside. Finishes it off nicely. There we go. So that's the inside. There's the outside. Massive thank you. And there's the envelope to go with it. Okay, all right, let's do one more. So what other bits have I got left? So I've got some of that. Now yesterday I did this one, which was using another of the Forever Gold layers. But I'm thinking I want to use some of this. So let us see. Let me put that ink pad away. Okay. So what panels have we got left that we haven't used? So this one, thinking of doing something similar. This is a bit small, that panel. So maybe what I'll do is just bring this in and something else in from the top and have a small panel there. So let's trim this. So don't be afraid of cutting your laser cut pieces into smaller bits, because even these ones you'd think, oh well, that hasn't got a head on it anymore, but you can literally just clip down those and have those around the edge. So don't be afraid to you know, chop and change things. Right, let's see if that goes there. And then I'm going to clip some of these down. So I'm just using my snips to go down the centre line of that stalk. Like so. I don't know if you can see that easily. Perhaps if I turn it over you might see it better. Like so. And then just going to trim around the leaf until it comes away. Like that. And like that. So that makes a really pretty set of backing leaves, which I think I'm going to put perhaps with a flower. Take this one out of the way. Let me bring this down. Hopefully you can see it on there a little bit better. There we go. So, let's have a look, see. What I'm going to do is effectively make a piece here, like so. So using the gold leaves instead of the green leaves. Now this might all be too much on this piece. Don't you love it when the designer changes their mind? So this is what I'm thinking. Sentiment up here now, and arrange the flowers, not quite like that, but in here. So this becomes a complete sort of bouquet. And I have a stamped sentiment, or I will use a die cut. So even these, you know, these tiny little pieces are perfect for just tucking behind. So that's what I'm going to do with this bit here. So I think what I'm going to do is pop this piece down and then arrange these underneath the flowers, like so. Okay, what do we think? Are we happy with that, girls? Let me have a look at your comments. Oh, bless you. Oh, new job. Good luck, Christine. Thanks for joining us. Oh, saucy foam is great. Good. Alright, so let's attach this one first. Let's bring back my silicone mat. And the reason I use a bulldog clip is so that this one doesn't get mixed up with anything else. Plus, obviously, it's then easier to use. And it does only need a little bit. There we go. That's that there. And then I'm thinking, no, I'm just going to literally put those on. Let me grab a bone folder and do a bit of softening of this card, like so, just to make them curl up and look a little bit more interesting than plain flat. You could also use an embossing tool on a mat if you wanted to make it curl up. 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. So I think I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to put these on just with a bit of glue in the centres. So I've just added a dab of glue like that. Because they've curled up, they've got quite a bit of depth to them, but you could put them on dimensionals if you wanted to. I might put that one on a dimensional. Use my mini one there, so I've got more space around it to tuck the leaves in. So if you put too big a dimensional in, you can't tuck the leaves in. Like so. And then, yeah, I'm going to tuck these in. So let's pop these down here. I'm going to leave them turned over on my mat and add some glue. Like so. Oh, that might be too far out for you to see. Oh no, it's just in line. There we go. That's really all it needs. And let's add this one. Oh, landed on my slippers. I'm going to trim that one down a little bit because I don't want it quite as big. How dinky is that? Just so pretty. And I'm going to have a little bit coming out here on the left hand side, but again I'm going to trim it down. What do we think? I have one going up there. Like that. There we are. Perfect. Right, I will remember to clean my scissors after, just in case there's any glue left on there. Let's pop this away. Under my sponge. Okay, so all that is left for this card is to add a sentiment here. So I'm tempted just to put it straight on rather than have a layer and take the eye away from this. So this is obviously the main feature. So I think I'm going to do a straightforward thank you up here in the corner. And I'm going to do that with the Gorgeous Grape, so this colour here. Oh, I'm really croaky, I'm sorry. Okay. I hope we're still live. It says I am. That's a good sign. Okay. And let's grab Gorgeous Grape. Here, I could use Blackberry Bliss as well, that would work equally well. So this thank you is from Massive Thanks. Let me just try it out on here. Yep, that worked nicely. Move everything out of the way. You want it nice and clear around you when you're stamping, because if you're sort of trying to do it in a small space, it's that's when it can go wrong. She says, you watch this. As soon as you say things like that, it'll go wonky or something, won't it? There we go. There's my thank you on there. Oh, let's do something for the envelope. So, let me see what colour card we're going to put that on. And grab an envelope. So, tempted with the pink. That's Blushing Bride actually. Let me have a look at the other purple posy. Yeah, I think I like that slightly better. And an envelope. Okay, so that is all nice and safe. Let's stamp the inside. I'm going to use that lovely flower again, the matching flower, but you could use any flower, any stamp set, any sentiment. Let's pop that on there. And there we have it. And let's do the envelope while we're here. So when you're doing this part of the envelope, it's always best to open it out because you've got these layers behind. And if you stamp straight onto there, you might have a gap where those different layers are. So always make sure you're stamping on a completely flat surface. There's that one there. This one here I know is clear of those bumps. And I think what I will do is I'll just sit and decorate all of those envelopes up because I just think that's so pretty. So there's our envelope. There's our inside card. Let's put that on the top and we're done. So I am going to use wet glue anyway because I don't want to turn this over and flatten it, even though I have found my seal. So I'm still going to use wet glue. So a nice scribble all the way around, like so. Just a light touch is all you need. Make sure I've got my card the right way around and pop this layer on. You could also put this on dimensionals, but as it's going in an envelope, there we go. And I've got dimensional there. I didn't want to raise it up too much. So there we go. That is our finished card. So I think that's 8 out of 16. And there's obviously still plenty left. Let me move this one out of the way. So that's the one that we've just created. And here we go. This is the one that we did before. If I do it like that might be better. So that will be the last in my Gorgeous Posies series. So there are another 8 that I will do, and this is going to be my mum's birthday presents, her birthday next week. So I'm going to do the last of those and then put them all into the lovely box and send her the box with the cards in and some stamps. So I might make a little container, a little envelope for the stamps, so that she's got those. And in fact, on one of the cards I did it on the base. This one here. So I've got a spare piece of this left. So what I will do when I've decided which one I'll use is I'll fold that over and stick it down and have a little cutout and pop the stamps inside there so that she's got the stamps ready to go. So there we are. I hope you've liked those. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday at 3 p.m. and Friday at 5 p.m. I am thinking of switching my Thursday one to 5 p.m. as well, so but I'll leave it as 3 p.m. for tomorrow. No, cancel that. Oh dear. So Thursdays we meet at 7 p.m. I'm glad somebody's awake. And Fridays now at 5 p.m. I got there. So sorry about that confusion. Thursday at 7, Friday at 5. Thank you everybody. I will get myself organised one day, I promise. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed watching this series on Gorgeous Posies with my alternative cards as well as the cards from the box. If you have any questions or if you need to order anything or you've got any queries on what I've done, feel free to comment or email me at jenny@geminicrafts.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching everybody. Please take care, look after yourselves, look after your loved ones. Stay safe and I hope you can keep crafting. Cheerio everybody. Bye bye.